So every year, people spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on fitness equipment. Treadmills, ellipticals, weights. I'm here to tell you the best piece of fitness equipment you can get is this fuel pump that goes to a Johnson Evinrude outboard, the older motors, because there is a chance that if you put this on your motor, just my opinion, you're going to be paddling back to the boat ramp. And that's a workout that's a whole lot cheaper than buying that high dollar fitness equipment. But to get into it, last year in the late summer, early fall, I was rebuilding an old Johnson 6-horse, and I've got a couple videos up on that. And I was replacing all kinds of parts because it had sat for 20 years in a warehouse. And these little fuel pumps, they're all over the internet. And the OEM fuel pump, I want to say, I'm trying to remember, I guess, back when I was looking, they were $75 to $100. So, these little things ranged anywhere from $10 to maybe $25. And, eBay's loaded up with them. Amazon's got them. So I tried it. Got the first one in. And, one of the things that was kind of odd about it, it's wider than your original pump on the motor. So it comes with 2 new screws to mount it with. The problem is that the screws will not thread into your motor. And I thought, okay, well, that's, I hate that, but, we can overcome that. So I go up to my local hardware store. I pick up a couple bolts, make sure they will fit the head of the outboard, and they do. So attempt to install this, nothing happens. I mean, absolutely nothing. You can't even get the motor to fire. So, okay. Did I get a bad pump? Possibly. So, these are the Asian parts, China parts, whatever you want to call them. And so I start looking online again, and there's a guy down in Louisiana that works on the Johnson Evinrude, has a little eBay store. And I contacted him because he had one of these or he had several of them for sale, not one, but he had them for sale. And I said, hey, I trust you. I watch your videos. Not looking to pick up some of these cheap aftermarket parts, especially the ones from China. And he was nice enough to message back. He said, look, the ones I'm selling are from China, but I've had good luck with them. They work for me. Well, I trusted the guy, so I'm like, okay, let's do it. Paid about twice, maybe a little more than twice, what I did for the first one. First one with tax, came with free shipping, was like $12 and change. The one from him had to pay shipping, paid tax, and again, the price of it was more, but hey, he told me he, had good luck with them. So I bought it, paid about $30 for that total. So now I've got $42 in it. Put it on the motor. Again, it comes with the 2 screws that will not fit it. So I had to, use the ones I bought. Put it on the motor, nothing. So I'm like, okay, I'm taking it apart, checking all of it. This particular part is where the fuel line goes into the pump. And lo and behold, this part was not even drilled. You could blow in it and nothing happened. It was not even drilled out to allow the fuel to go in. So, okay, made a drill hole, but not knowing the size of it, if it really mattered, I just took one of the other ones and put it on the pump. But I could not get it to work. Well, it's fall. That wasn't my main motor, so I'm not concerned about it. So this year, I decided, it's time to crank that motor up. And I ordered the Johnson Evinrude OEM kit to rebuild this pump, because in most cases, depending on the orientation of your fuel lines and where your carburetor is on your motor, you have to take this apart and basically change the direction of this piece here. And the reason for that is when it's mounted on the motor, this particular part here has to be in the upward position in order for it to function properly. So, I've had these apart now multiple times. So, taking apart and putting one back together wasn't going to be a problem. So I just bought the OEM kit, rebuilt it. Paid $16.53, I think, for that. Went together like clockwork, put it on the motor, fired up. She runs like brand new. So, I guess the disappointing thing is that no matter what I did, I couldn't get those two to work. And of the ones I bought, and this is another thing I'll show you if the camera will zoom in. If you can see that label, they're identical. So it's not like these parts, even though I got them different places, it's not like they were two different manufacturers. I mean, that is the identical label. So, one was $25 and the other one was $12 or something. So, I just couldn't win. And I had that a similar episode happen when I was rebuilding it on the carburetor kit. The main jet wouldn't thread in. The washers were cheap on it, especially the ones that were cork that went around the idle needle. So I scrapped that, and what did I do? I bought an OEM carburetor kit and rebuilt it. Pay a little more, but it works. So I guess I'm sure there's people that have bought these little pumps, and hey, probably worked out for you. It didn't for me. I personally think, again, just my opinion, you're taking your chances. And if that's what you want to do, so be it. But I wish somebody had told me, because, while I did get my money back on the carburetor rebuild kit, these, it wasn't worth hassling and fighting with them, and especially since I'd already taken them apart and tried to, rebuild and make sure they would work. And it wouldn't happen. And, if you do decide to get a rebuild kit and go that route like I did, I'm going to post a link to another YouTuber who, to me, is the best video on it. It goes into great detail, step by step, and you get to watch him, and he tells you what he's doing and why and how of rebuilding these little pumps. It's not real hard. Got one little small spring with a cap on it that you have to be kind of gentle with and aligning it, but other than that, piece of cake really, and it's well worth it. Oh, I wish I'd only paid the $16 instead of the other $42. So anyway, that's my little rant or soapbox today. Y'all have a good day.